My name is Father Jeff Earnst. I'm a Capuchin Franciscan, and I'm pastor at St. John the Evangelist Catholic Church in Lawrence, Kansas. Moving on to another good question here from Dilip Alva. That person's question is, at the Lord's Supper when Jesus said, "Do this in memory of me," was he talking about sharing bread and wine, or is it about sacrifice and something deeper? And that's an excellent question. So the Catholic Church understands the Lord's words there, "Do this in memory of me," as referring primarily to the Eucharist. So do this in memory of me. That's why we continue to do it in memory of him. We have at the Mass, we do what Jesus did. He took bread, offered a blessing and thanksgiving, and said, "Take this, all of you, and eat of it. This is my body, which will be given up for you," referring to the next, for when he goes to the cross. And then he took a cup of blessing. The three of the Gospels, he's at the Last Supper. So he takes the cup of blessing, and the Seder meal, the Passover meal, where there were several cups of blessing. And he takes the cup of blessing and says, "Take this, all of you, and drink from it. This is the cup of my blood." And rather than the lamb's blood now, this is the cup of my blood, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant. It will be shed for you and for many for the forgiveness of sins. Do this in memory of me. And so this is the cup of his blood that is to be shed the next when he goes to the cross, when his blood is shed as sacrifice. So he's instituting a new covenant here now. It's no longer the Passover ritual meal of the old covenant that God established with his people, and whereby they offered the sacrificial lamb that to celebrate the Passover meal. They had each family had to procure for itself one lamb, a young unblemished male lamb. And if one family couldn't afford it, then two families went in on it together. And then they were to celebrate the Passover meal. And so remember, in the gospel, Jesus tells the disciples, "Go and prepare the Passover for us." And so Jesus that's where he's doing this. He's doing it at the Passover meal, but he changes it from the meat of the lamb of sacrifice to himself as now the lamb of sacrifice. He uses bread instead of meat, but he says, "Take this and eat. This is my body, which will be given up for you." So it's the sacrifice of the new and everlasting covenant in his blood to be shed on the cross. And so, and that covenant is ratified on the cross when he says, "It is finished. Consummatum est." It is consummated. It is finished. And so that new covenant is ratified there. So that's primarily what he's referring to. But also, he is also, good insight, Delete. He is also referring to sacrifice in general and something deeper. So when he says, "Do this in memory of me," he's also saying to all of his disciples and to us, give of yourself in memory of me. Give of yourself as I have done. Give yourself in service. Sacrifice yourself for me. Sacrifice yourself for the sake of others. Give to others. Show charity to others as I have done. Do this in memory of me.
Qui nos adorna splendid